Imagine the world as a very big game called the money game. Everyone is playing this game, even if they don't know it. In this game, the goal is not just to get money, but to understand how money moves, grows, and helps you over time. Now, imagine there are two children playing this game. The first child earns money only when they do chores. If they clean their room, they get paid. If they stop cleaning, the money stops. This child must keep working again and again. The second child also does chores at first, but instead of spending all the money on candy and toys, they buy something that helps them earn more money later. Maybe they buy a small toy stand and rent toys to other kids. Now, even when they are not working, money keeps coming. Most people grow up like the first child. Rich people usually think like the second child. Let's talk about working for money. When adults go to work, they give their time and energy. In return, they get paid. This is like the first child doing chores. No work means no money. Time and money are connected. This works fine at first, but there is a problem. Time is limited. You can only work so many hours in a day. When time ends, money ends. 2. Rich people try to change this rule. They ask a different question. Instead of asking, how can I work more? They ask, how can I make money work for me? Now let's talk about owning things. Imagine you own a lemonade stand. If you stand there all day selling lemonade, you earn money. But if you don't show up, nothing happens. That's a job. Now imagine you own 5 lemonade stands, and other kids run them. Even when you are at home, the stands sell lemonade. That's ownership. Rich people try to own things that make money again and again. These things are called assets, but you can think of them as money machines. Some money machines are shops. Some are houses that people rent. Some are pieces of big companies. The more machines someone owns, the easier it is for money to grow. Now, let's talk about spending money. Most people earn money and then spend it on things that make them happy right now. Toys, gadgets, nice clothes, and fun trips. These things feel good, but they don't help money grow. Rich people often wait before spending. They think, if I buy this now, will it help me earn more later? If the answer is no, they often skip it. This doesn't mean rich people never enjoy life. It means they enjoy life after their money machines are working. Now let's talk about taxes, but very simply. Imagine your teacher says, every time you earn 10 stars, you must give me 3 stars right away. That's how taxes work for people who earn money from jobs. The money is taken before they can even touch it. But people who own lemonade stands or toy shops are treated differently. They are sometimes allowed to give stars later, or give fewer stars if they spend the stars in smart ways. This helps their money grow faster. Now, let's talk about borrowing, also called debt. Borrowing is like borrowing toys. If you borrow a toy and must give back the toys later, that's not good. Many people borrow money to buy things that do not make money. This makes life harder later. But rich people borrow money to build money machines. If the machine makes more money than the loan costs, borrowing becomes helpful. So debt itself is not good or bad. What matters is why you use it. Now let's talk about time, which is very important. If you only earn money when you work, your money stops when you stop. That means time controls you. But if you own money machines, time helps you. The longer you wait, the more money grows. This is why rich people love time. They are patient. They don't rush. They let money grow slowly, like a tree. Now let's talk about mistakes. Most people are scared to make money mistakes. They think one mistake will ruin everything, so they don't try new things. Rich people see mistakes differently. They see mistakes as lessons. If something fails, they learn and try again. Because they have money machines, one mistake doesn't end the game. Now let's talk about risk. For someone with little money, risk feels scary. Losing money feels dangerous. For someone with many money machines, risk feels manageable. Even if one thing fails, others still work. This is why rich people can take chances, others cannot. Now, let's talk about schools. Schools teach how to get good grades and good jobs. They don't teach much about money machines, ownership, or how money works. So most people grow up knowing how to work, but not knowing how money works. Rich families often teach these lessons at home. This gives their children a head start. Now let's talk about why the rich keep getting richer. It's not because they are always smarter. It's not because they are always lucky. It's because they understand the game rules. They own things that grow. They use time wisely. They borrow carefully. They pay attention to how money moves, while others run faster. They build better paths. In the money game, speed matters less than direction. If you run very fast in the wrong direction, you still lose. If you move slowly in the right direction, you win. This is the big secret. Rich people don't win by working harder forever. They win by building systems that keep working. And the best part is this. Anyone can learn the rules of the money game. When you understand the rules, the game feels less scary. You make better choices. You stop blaming yourself. You start thinking long-term. The rich get richer in America. Not by magic, but by understanding how money really works. And once you understand that, you can start playing the game smarter too. Now that you understand how the money game works, let's talk about what happens over time when people play it in different ways. Imagine two kids again. Both start at the same place. Both get the same allowance. Both are smart and hardworking, but they make different choices. The first kid earns money, spends most of it, and saves a little. When money runs out, they wait for the next allowance. Life feels busy, but nothing really changes. The second kid earns money too, but keeps asking one question. How can this money help me later? That question changes everything. Instead of buying candy every time, this kid sometimes buys something that can earn money. Maybe they buy art supplies and sell drawings. Maybe they start a small game club and charge entry. Small things, but they grow. This is how rich people think, even us adults. They think about the future version of themselves. Now, let's talk about patience, which is very important. Most kids want rewards right now. Candy now. Toys now. Fun now. That's normal, but rich people learn to wait. They know that money grows slowly at first, like a tiny seed. For a long time, it looks like nothing is happening. Many people quit here, but if you keep watering the seed, one day it becomes a tree. And that tree gives fruit again and again. This is called compounding, but you can think of it as money growing on money. Most people stop too early. Rich people wait longer. Now let's talk about why many people feel stuck. Many adults feel tired and confused about money. They work hard, but life still feels expensive. They feel like they're running on a treadmill. Loads of effort, but no forward movement. This happens because they are only using one way to earn money. Time. When money only comes from time, freedom is limited. You can't stop. You can't slow down. You can't easily change direction. Rich people try to break this rule by building money machines. Now, let's talk about money machines again, but simpler. A money machine is anything that keeps making money without you being there all the time. It could be a shop, a house people rent, a small business, a piece of a big company. Once built, these machines keep working. Building them takes effort at first. It can be scary. It can be slow. But once they work, life changes. Now let's talk about mistakes and fear. Most people are very afraid of losing money. This fear stops them from trying anything new. They stay safe, but stuck. Rich people see mistakes as part of learning. If a lemonade stand fails, they don't say, "I'm bad at money." They say, "Now I know what not to do." Because they think long-term, one mistake doesn't feel like the end. Now let's talk about how rich people use rules differently. Every game has rules. Some players never read them. Others study them. Rich people study the rules of money. They learn how taxes work, how borrowing works, how ownership works. When you know the rules, you don't fight the game. You usa italiano? For example, instead of saving all money in a jar where it doesn't grow, they put money where it can grow over time. Now let's talk about why this feels unfair. From the outside, it can look like rich people have an easy life. It can feel unfair when they get richer during bad times. But what you are seeing is not luck. You are seeing preparation. They planted seeds earlier. Now the tree is giving fruit. Most people only see the fruit, not the years of planting. Now let's talk about choices. Every choice teaches the brain something. If you always choose comfort now, your brain learns to avoid waiting. If you sometimes choose growth later, your brain learns patience. Rich people train their brains differently. They don't ask, is this fun now? They ask, will this help me later? Now, let's talk about freedom, which is the real goal. Most people think money is about buying things, but money is really about choices. When you have no money machines, your choices are small. When you have money machines, your choices grow. You can choose when to work, what to work on, who to help, how to live. Rich people want freedom more than fancy things. Now let's talk about why learning early matters. If you learn the money game early, even small steps help. You don't need to be rich to think like this. You just need to be curious. You ask, how does money grow? Why do some people own things and others don't? What happens if I wait instead of spending? These questions slowly change your path. Now, let's talk about confidence. When people don't understand money, they feel scared. When they understand money, they feel calm. Rich people are calm because they understand the system. They don't panic easily. They don't rush decisions. They think in years, not days. Now, let's talk about the biggest mistake. The biggest mistake is thinking rich people are different kinds of humans. They are not. They just learned different rules earlier. And rules can be learned. The money game is not about being perfect. It's about being aware. When you are aware, you stop making the same mistakes again and again. Now let's talk about your future. If you grow up understanding that time is valuable, ownership matters, money should grow, waiting can be powerful, then your future will look very different. You won't rush. You won't panic. You won't feel lost. You'll know that small, smart steps over time matter more than fast moves. That is why the rich keep getting richer. Not because they cheat the game, but because they understand it. And once you understand the game, you can play it better too.